Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties here. Thank you so much for those of you guys who are joining. Unfortunately, my other link, kind of like the software I'm working with, kind of bombed out. So I'm starting this, sort of like starting live on this channel right now. And hopefully you guys kind of figure it out. Sorry about that. But, the other one didn't work out. So today, like I said, I'm going to do a live video showing you guys what I use uh, to catch bait, and then of course, let me see here. Sorry, you guys, may have to set kind of. Okay, let me see. So my software I'm experimenting didn't work. I apologize for that. But now I'm gonna start this. I saw 5 of you guys just joined me. Welcome, guys. So tonight I'd like to share with you how I do my bait setup for catching bait to catch stripers. There are 3 ways that I'm doing it, and if you know how I do things, is I always experiment and I find out what works. And once it works, I kind of save it as a phototype. All right, save it as a phototype so I know it works. For example, if you see on my striper rig here, even my striper rig, I caught 2 stripers using a size 5/0 in the past. So those are the, once when it worked, I put it away and then I retie different setups. So that's kind of how I do it. So I know that the setup, the Sabiki rig that I'm about to show you guys works because I kept the phototypes. And if you know me, I'm always experimenting. I'm always finding out what's a better way of doing it. And then once I find out a better way of doing it, I sort of like kind of abandon the old method and then you use the new method. So let's get started right now, okay? If you are into bait catching and you don't want to tie your own, the one that I recommend highly is this P-line. All right, P-line here. I use it extensively, as you can see. Here's one that I use. So when I first started, I used size 10. And size 10 will catch you a lot of, size 10 will catch you a lot of bluegills. But if you want to catch golden shiner, split tail, you're going to need a lot smaller hooks, okay? And so what I switch over is size 14 P-line here. So this comes with 6 hooks. So in California, you only require 3 hooks. You can only use 3 hooks. So you're going to have to cut cut it into 3. And you can use it. So the way I do it is I put a weight on the end and I throw it out there, just like the father and son team of your backyard fishing videos. Or the other one I use is I put a weighted bobber on top and then I put a weight down the bottom, okay? So that's, if you don't want to tie your own, that's how you do it. So I'm going to show you how to tie your own, okay? I use very, very small hook, like I said, this small. And it is basically a size 12. If you can find size 14, go for it. This hook will definitely help you catch bait. Bluegill's easy. Bluegill's easy. To catch the golden shiner and to catch split tail, use small hooks. They're not line shy, guys. So I start out with something like here, this big old line like this. This is a 20-pound line, okay? And just stretch yourself out, not any magical, just stretch yourself out a nice arm length from one end to the other, maybe 6 feet. Cut this baby up like this. All right. The first thing you want to do is, incredibly, these hooks are so small, right? So you want to just shove all 3 of them in. Shove all 3 hooks in like that, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once you get all three of them in like this here, you want to make an overhand loop knot with this end right here. Nothing magical. And if you want to, you can do a double loop, single loop, but you're catching bait, so you don't have to really worry about it, right? Just loop this end over like this. Make one loop knot over like that. Okay, here. You're pretty much done right there, okay? Like that. So you want to go from here. This is where you put your weight. You want to go from here up, maybe a foot. Nothing magical, guys. 8 inches right there, roughly 8 inches. And all you do is do the same thing over here. You take this little hook here, like that, and you make an overhand loop knot with it. And what I've learned is you got to make it really, really close to the main line. Otherwise, you're not going to catch the bait that easily. Okay, so here, this loop knot here, I'm going to make one that's real close to the main line, and one I'm going to exaggerate to show you guys what I mean. Okay, so here, you want to make it real, real close. To the main line. Make it as close as you can to the main line here. All right, like that. That. And then the other one here, of course, you go up. Okay, you want to go up about 8 inches to a foot here, and do the same thing. Repeat the same thing. Make another overhand knot like this. You know what? I'm going to use this for fishing, so I'm not going to make an exaggeration. Well, okay, I got problem. I'll make a big exaggeration. You see what I mean by making a loop, right? You can make the loop as big as you want. So you can make this one really big like this. See it? Big loop knot. So now this hook goes back and forth like that, right? But like I said, you can miss a lot of bait that way. You really want to make your hook really, really close in. Okay? So you're going to go up another 8 inches. Okay, from here, about 8 inches roughly right there. Do the same thing again, another loop knot. Like right about here. A really small loop knot right there. Hey, Potato Chip, thanks for joining, guys. And I see Nobby. It's not for catching tuna, sorry about that. This is really bait, for catching bait to catch striper, okay? And Fat Boy Angler, thanks for joining, buddy. Al Bundy for president. Hello from Nevada. Thank you so much for joining. You haven't missed much yet. So this is my very first setup that I used. This is tried and true in the California Delta, guys. Okay, so make it real tight like this. Okay, like I said, if this loop is small, see it sticks out like this. See it? And you put a little a small red worm right there. All money, guys. Okay, all money. The big hoop like this, you get bite, but you're gonna miss a lot of them. You're gonna miss a lot of them. So try to keep the loop as close as you can to the main line, right? So this bottom, so you got 1, 2, 3 hooks. And up here, I like to tie just a small little snap swivel, size 14. And if you watch my show, you know that one of my favorite knot is a tri-lean knot, right? Tri-lean knot's my favorite knot. So you put a line right through that hole right there, and you loop it back to the same hole, right? Now you got this nice little knot like that, and you wrap the line around this main line maybe 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And once you got that, take that tag end and loop it right back to that hole that you create, a double hole right there. Double hole you create right there. So this is called tri-lean knot. One of my favorite knot. I've caught like, I don't know how many sturgeons using this knot. Never fell on me, guys. Okay, here you go. Once you do that, cut out your tag end. So this, of course, now goes to my main line, all right? This goes to my main line. Then I got one hook, three hook, three hook, and this end here is where my weight go, okay? It's where I put the weight, but I also sometimes, if I want to, I just attach another one of those snap swivel to the end, like this. Show you guys. Rancho Seco, guys, I would, for trout, any trout lure that you go out to Rancho Seco will work with you. Okay, so for this right here, now of course, you just punch it right into there. You see what I'm saying there? You punch it in there and come out, and then you will have another knot that looks, just like this in the end, like that, okay? And you're ready to go. Put a weight, throw them out there, and wait for a bait fish to bite. Yeah, and so now that's the first one I used, and I had success with that. But I was still missing a little bit. So I talked to Coach Captain Chris, my brother. So he said, why don't you make it so that the leader line sticks out a little bit. So now what I do is I'm going to show you guys what I revised it to. Okay, I'm going to go here and use this once again the same hook again. So the second Sabiki Rig is pretty much exactly what I just did right there, except this time I'm going to make a bigger loop on purpose. Okay, so here you go. So I'm going to stretch out a line like maybe this length right here. Cut them up. Like I said, they're not line shy, guys. So use whatever want. Hey, Mark, you're welcome, and thanks for joining, guy. So once again, right, 3 hooks straight through. 1. These guys are tiny, guy. They're so small. So this is the way to do it, and you don't even need your reading glasses like me. Just stick it right through like that. Stick right through like that. 2 and 3. Here you go. All right. Same thing again, right? But this time, you're gonna make, if you want to, like I said, you could tie your own little, tie one of these little swivel here to the end, or once again, make a nice overhand loop knot on the end here. So I'm gonna do that for this practice. I'm gonna use the overhand loop knot, and sometimes, if you want to do 2 of them, 1, 2, double hand loop knot, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, cut out your tag end later on. So once again, this time you go up another foot, but remember now you don't want to make this small loop anymore. This one you want to make a big loop, and I'll show you that why in a little while there. So what you want to do now is make a big loop, but I definitely do a double overhand loop knot on this baby. 1, 2, okay, and make a big loop knot like that. Okay, maybe like 2 or 3 inches. Okay, you're gonna have to wet it, tighten it up. Okay, go up another foot or so from there. So from that knot, you want to go over a foot or so, or 8 inches at least, right? Minimum, go 8 inches up. And like I said, guys, these I've tried and it worked. I've caught a lot of bait on it, so I'm sharing this with you guys. Okay, go up, maybe about a foot or so up here. Do the same thing again. Do a double overhand loop knot with this second hook right here. This second hook, do a double overhand. So make a big one like this, about maybe 4 inches. 1, 2, okay, and tighten it up like that. Okay, put some spit on there, tighten it up. Now go up again, do the very last hook, the 3rd hook. I mean, if you're in the ocean, I don't know, you can put a whole bunch of them in if you want, but in the California inland, you can only use 3 hooks. So go up again, about maybe another foot, make another big loop, 2 inches or so up here. Go 1 loop, another 1, 2 loop here. all right, and go all the way here. Now, if we have time, guys, we'll talk about stripers drifting. But for now, we're just gonna show you guys 3 ways to make Sabiki rig. Okay, tighten up. Okay, now you got 3, right? Okay, once again, the bottom one here is for your weight. And see how it sticks out like that? So I'm gonna show you guys only one thing that you can do. So the reason why I put a double overhand loop knot, so that when you pull it tight, it's gonna stay, right? Once you wet it like this, double loop knot is gonna stay, okay? And from one of this loop here, what you want to do is you want to cut it open. Okay, cut one side of it open with a nail clipper here. And we're only talking bait, guys, so do whatever you want. Okay? You want to talk bait, so you don't have to be really fancy. Hey, what's up? What's happening? Fishing time. Fishing time. Let's go. Go on, brother. I'm just teaching people how to use make my 3 different Sabiki rig to catch bait that I have had success with. All right. So here I'm on my second one, and of course this will be, I'm gonna put it on, so even if you missed it, you can still watch it later on, right? So you notice now I cut one of them up. Okay. So once again, this knot here, I'm gonna go ahead and tie my favorite, which is the tri-lead knot. So I loop it right back to the hole right there. See it? All right. And sometimes I get lazy. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all you really need, because we're only dealing with bait fish. Slip it right through those 2 holes right there and pull it tight. Pull it tight. Okay. All right, pull it tight. There you go. Wet it, of course. Everybody knows that. You wet that baby. And guess what, guys? See now it sticks out a little bit here? Okay? And you trim that little edge up. Oh shoot. I didn't tie it tight enough. But that's exactly why you want a double overhand knot, guys. So once you have it like that, you have it so it sticks out like this. Okay? And you catch your bait that way. And so, like I said, the first one works well. The second one, as you can see there, sometimes slips. And that's why I'm going to teach you the third one. The third one is very, very guaranteed. I haven't slipped any, if none have slipped on me yet. And obviously I did a really fast job there, so it slipped. But if you take your time and do a double overhand loop knot, it's going to stick really well. So now the final one I'm going to show you is the actual Sabiki rig that you probably buy in the store. This is how they do it. And why do I like the Sabiki rig so much? Because check it out, guys. This P-line. Get this P-line one here. I don't like the other name brand, but this is what I use. I love it because if you notice here, they have 2 main. See, the main line is 15. See that? And the branch is 10 pound. That is key right there, guys. Get the main line thicker, and then the branch is a little bit thinner. That will, make it stand out. You won't get your lines all tangled up. Okay, so that way when you're catching bait, you don't have to worry about it getting all tangled up. So this is how you really do this one right here. So here's a main line for me. The red line can be my main line, right? So now I'm gonna use a green line like this. Yeah, you can see, and I'm gonna go over it fast. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna slow it down by using big old line like this, so you won't miss it, because this is gonna require you to use the half blood knot. Okay, it's kind of complicated knot. So I got this line here, so I'm gonna do 3 branches. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut into 3 pieces here. Okay, roughly about a foot each, guy. So 1 right there. Okay, and then this one's another one here. All right, 3 pieces. So now I got 3 of this right here for the branch. Okay, and like I said, normally you want to use that a bit thinner than the main line. All right. So for the big long main line that I just cut out here, once again, I'm going to start out with a double overhand loop knot. 1, there you go. You guys see this here? Get 1. Do it again, 2. As you can see, it slips out, right? You want to make sure you wet this baby really well and then cinch it really well, right? There you go. Now you got a nice tight but this is the weight, so it don't matter if the weight comes off. Go up about a foot. And so here's a critical part, guys. All you do is just make one overhand knot, and don't cinch it yet. Just make one overhand knot like this. Okay, see this here, one overhand knot like that. All right. Okay, now here's the tricky part now, guys. From this single overhand knot like that, you're gonna put that one stem. Okay, see this stem right here, the green one? You go through it here. This is critical, guys, here. Make sure that what you do is you twist this green line with the main line about 5 to 7 times, okay? So you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? And then you go back to the same loop right there. See the same loop right there? And that is called a half blood knot. Then you cinch everything, you wet it, and you cinch everything together, okay? Like this. Once you cinch everything together like that, this thing ain't going anywhere, guys. And then you use this long end that you have over here. And now you're gonna tie a hook to it, that's all. You tie the little tiny hook to it like this. And once again, you tie whatever knot you want. You want just this stem to stick out like this. For me, the reason I love this Sabiki Rig, because once you have this branch here, it sticks out from the main line, so you get a much better hook set on the bait that you're trying to go for. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna do a tri-lead knot on this guy. 4, 5. Okay, shove this guy back through here. Okay, tighten it. Okay, wet it, cinch it down like this. I mean, this is as close to a Sabiki as you're gonna get it, guys. Check it out. So when you have this main line here, cut this tag out here, cut this tag end out. Okay, and what you're gonna have here is a beautiful, see how it sticks out here? Oh, cut this tag end out too. Cut this tag end out here. This is my favorite, guys. This is my favorite Sabiki setup. See it like that, all right? So this will catch you a lot more bait than the first two. The first two, like I said, it's dry. I tried it. It worked on me. My phototype, it works. But the last one I just showed you, the most difficult part is that blood knot part, right? So here I'm going to show it to you now using this big corded line like this. Okay. So let's say that this is your this is your main line here. Remember, you make one overhand loop knot just like this. Okay, one overhand loop knot. And then this is your stem, this is your branch, right? Stick this branch right down through this hole here. And you want to make 5 to 7 wrap with the main line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or 7, right? And then you go back to the same loop here, same loop, right? And then you wet everything up and you cinch it together real well. Okay, cinch together real well. I'm telling you that when you do this, it's just like your Sabiki rig. It's gonna be really, really firm. And then this part here, you're gonna of course tie your big old hook to it, right? And here's, like I said, the tri-lead knot. That's how I do it. Just put it right through the hole here. Make a big circle around it. Here. Right? Leave that circle alone like that. And then use this, wrap it along itself, the main line again, 5 to 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go back to the same loop here. I have never lost a fish using this tri-lead knot, okay? I've caught huge giant size sturgeon as big as my boat. And I've caught salmon. This tri-lead knot, if you can get away with it, is the way to go. Okay? Tighten that baby up. And that's it, guys. I mean, that thing is gonna be as hard as it is, just like that. Let's try the knot, okay? And once again, blood knot. Okay, then of course you trim everything out, right? Cut all these little tag end out, and you pretty much set. So those are the three basic Sabiki rigs that I use. The very first one being successful, but like I said, if you leave the loop very small, it's successful. The second one is also successful, but as you can see there, if you happen to hook a big striper like my friend Camera, I mean he one time hooked I think a 31 pound while trying to catch bait. So you do want to have some sort of a tight knot, right? So we want to make sure that you go with a pretty good knot, because sometimes if you happen to catch bait and you catch a big fish, you might have to up your boat and just follow that baby on, okay? Classic call, guy. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. That's how I catch bait. And as far as catching stripers, once I catch that, of course, right now I'm experimenting with different types of striper rigs. So I told you guys I have here with me is about 6 different types of rigs and hooks that I'm using for stripers. So far I've only started this drifting for stripers since June, 6 months ago. And since then I've caught like 8 stripers. And every time I've caught them, it's always been on the same setup. And I've kept the setup as sort of like a, like I said, the phototype. So I abandoned this, guys. If you watch my channel and you follow me, you know that this was the very first one. I caught the 2 stripers drifting with a bluegill. And this is a size 5 aught hook. And I caught 2 stripers on the 21st of June of this year. But shortly after that, I keep on missing the bite. You see the takedown. I waited. People tell me, oh, you got to set the hook. And people tell me, oh, you use the circle hook, you don't set the hook. Either way, I missed so many bites. So I abandoned. I don't use the circle hook anymore, guys. So what I tried to do is I switched over to, and then I got kind of inventive. I started using the octopus hook here. This is a 1 aught octopus hook. And then I tie it with a big old 8-inch treble hook, stinger hook. And this is on October 16th of this year. That's last month. I caught 2 fish with this sort of configuration, guys. So me, I'm always experimenting. I'm not happy with just hey, people tell me do this, do that. I want to find out my own, and then whatever I find out, I try to share it with you guys who are watching my channel. And of course, I'm always learning from you guys. People inviting me, I try to pay attention, try to learn from it. So I've got a lot of locals showing me how to tie different hooks. It's just an amazing, amazing time to be fishing and meeting people out there. And, pretty much sharing, as little as I know, and I'm keep on learning. So hopefully that 3 ways of tying the Sabiki rigs is kind of fun. It will help you guys catch a lot of bait. I do apologize for a little messed up in the beginning of using a software that I haven't used before. When I tested, it worked great, but when I try to implement it today, it didn't work. So I'm streaming right to my phone, guys. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. And I think my time is about up. You guys have any question for me, please leave it in the comment, and I will try to get to it as I can. As always, guys, a lot of good fishing videos out there. Thank you so much for coming to check out this channel. Until next time, guys, peace out. Woo! Bam! Thank you, guys.